He purchased the 11GB GTX 1080 back at the beginning of September after my boot drive decided to fail. After a short discussion with my lady, we decided to completely rebuild it from the ground up since he was going to have to redo everything anyway. A huge gamer, he wanted to make sure he future-proofed my PC for a bit so I could simply build on a solid foundation, and this card definitely made. He have yet to run into a single game that he haven't been able to run on max or ultra settings without significant frame rate drops. There are a couple of things to note, however. 1. Make sure you back it up with good memory and motherboard. There is no point in this card if you try to do certain minimum on the other end. 2. This card's full usability won't be noticed without some type of higher-end monitor to play on. I still believe it's worth it regardless of your screen, but always consider the extra expense. 3. Watch prices and deals anywhere through Go Amazon, MSI's site, everywhere. With the Bitcoin miners snatching up all of the video cards, prices have exploded and he had to purchase mine via Freeze Electronics simply because Amazon, at the time, had no stock. In the process, he missed out on free game options and others. With or without the deals, this is a solid card from a solid company. I've only used MSI products for the last few years, even moving my family to MSI gaming laptops, even a non-gamer. At the same time, if you aren't into the video and graphics as much as some of us willing to spend the extra $1,000 on peripheral to back it up, there are other good options in the 8GB and beyond that can suffice as well. I'm gonna give this card a 4/5 just for the simple fact that these cards are still suffering from coil whine. Great powerful card but I just might have not gotten lucky with the one I got. I'm gaming at 1440p 144Hz and easily taking home 200 plus frames in Overwatch. Best you can get. You have two that are absolutely beautiful. Works good so far, overclocked it already, first time PC builder. I bought the Hero which was the cheapest at the time. Max temp while testing was 70 with my fan setup. A few weeks ago I bought my MSI GTX 1080 Duke, more than anything to move to the world of the 144Hz, although I could not achieve this goal, at least if I play between 120 and 140 FPS quietly. Something that I did not like about this version is that the Duke logo does not store the RGB config. The temperature without good. I have not had the slightest problem although I will not do OC. My suggestion is that you avoid it if you are very fond of RGB. For the moment there is no solution for it to come up with the configured color and it is annoying. #eltechnologo_m. This review will seem a little extra but that's only because I haven't a gaming desktop before nor a desktop PC in a very long time. I am going from a FHD notebook to a UHD desktop with VR capability. This is Amazobal. Do the young still talk like that? I've got this mounted on Asus P8H61MLX plus R2. 0 motherboard with 8GB of RAM, for now, inside of an NZXT S340 Elite, OILT, and I am simply loving the responsiveness of the entire experience. The only game I've run so far is Forza Horizon 3 and it ran flawlessly. I've only had this installed for a few hours but it could be happier. I've noticed Amazon bunches a lot of computer paired together and the review get confusing because of this. This is for the GTX 1080 Duke. It's awesome. MSI Afterburner makes overclocking easy to get the most out of the card. You haven't had any performance issues at all with the card. It's fun to laugh at recommended system requirement for games and crank everything up to ultra setting. My only complaint is that I can't get any software to work that changes the color of the Duke LED on the card. It's pretty key, but you can definitely hear it when it's working hard. Even when overclocked, the three fans do a great job at keeping it cool. I haven't seen the temp get above 70°C. It's so big. I have a Corsair Spec 02 mid-tower and it barely fit. I would recommend putting this in a full-size tower. It also has some sag going on you can see from my picture. If I ever move it or take it anywhere I take the card out because of how heavy it is. I know this isn't specific to the Duke, but it's good to know. Here's a couple games I tested the FPS on at mostly the highest setting. Some of the games aren't well optimized and I had to compensate. All at 1080p because I don't have a $500 monitor. Yet. Doom, Vulkan Engine, Full Ultra Nightmare Setting, 200 arc, Epic Setting, Ground Clutter Boost to 25%, 6090 PUBG, Ultra Setting, Post-Processing Medium and Motion Blur Off, 544 Total War, Warhammer 2, Everything Max, All 60 Other Game. Some games are inexplicably demanding, like Warhammer 2. It's not a particularly good-looking game. It's on RTS so I don't know why it can only get 60 FPS. It doesn't seem to be locked since it goes up to 70 sometime. Weird. Final thoughts. I got this for $750. I got it because the price was right and it's the same chipset any other 1080 anyway. Totally worth it. Performs just as well as my browser who has a different manufacturer 1080. Make sure you take the clear protective stickers off the hub on the fan. My rig Intel Quad Core i7 7700, LGA 1151 slot MSI GTX 1080 Duke 16GB 2133 MHz RAM Gigabit Z270X Ultra Gaming Motherboard Picture to show white Duke LED that I can't figure out how to change, size reference, and compare. Click link in description for more review.